What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing down another Taking Down a Town Hall 10 video. For today we have our current CWL Week 11, I believe, war against We Are Spartans. Recap is covered in a different video. Without further ado, let's look at Scorpion Wins from Mortal Kombat. Love that. Let's push play. Here's the first one. It's a fresh Town Hall 9, basically testing out that opener. So he starts with the Queen Walk, which is kind of odd. You guys might think, like, why do the Queen first and not have a tank first? But you'll see why. I myself thought the same thing, and that it's not uncommon to have Hound Loon combination in Town Hall 10 CCs. So Baby Dragon to get a little bit of that, but really what this is to test how this opening would work, what the Queen will get. And her job really is to clear away this trash for the Valkyries and BK combination to get the Queen and the air defense is the main target. That's really what they're trying to do. Get the lure out as well, see what's in there. They see it's a Hound Loon. Miss the air defense. I think they circle back, not sure. They don't, but they're going to leave it up there because a 40-40 plus max Valks, they'll get that. So this basically shows that the opener works well. And then looking at see where the traps are for the air defenses to see if they're trapped or not. It kind of gives more information to the attacker. There's another Black Sam that went up. We'll go to ×2 just so you can see how how close this kind of got for a Town Hall 9. Getting almost cleared it. And this is not quite a max Town Hall 10, but definitely up there. I mean, cannons are short. But Wizard Tower is already going to the next one, and they hurt a ton. But what also is known from this information is look at this pup, the pups. So you gotta account for those pups in this raid, and you'll see how that manifests itself in the next part of the video. Let's back out of here and see how the rest of this raids unfold. Up next we have Atoma, and if you ask me, this should have been the end of it. But you'll see how heartbreaking of a loss this was. Heartbreaking. I watched this live, and we'll go to ×2 because you can see that it runs out of time. But you can see how close it gets. So same opener. Queen goes down first. Level 40 this time. We'll go to ×2 so you can, because there's a few more replays to show, unfortunately. Everything else looks almost the same. The hut is left at the top. Pops the ability, gets the air defense, and she's done. That's really what it is. And the Wizard Tower, which is also important for Lalo. Down goes the jump. BK does that with the breadcrumb. He'll get in here. Valkyries down. Max Valkyries. Poison to slow down the Queen. Air defense gone. Queen gone. Loon comes out. Perfect, right? That Hound is going to stay on the BK. His job is done, though. So watch the rest of this Lalo portion. This is probably the sexiest loon pathing I've seen in a long time. I mean, when just the way that these move in a wave was just so pretty. The other part to note on this is he brought two freezes, I believe. We'll have to look at that army comp in just a second here. I believe he brought 2 freezes. And it's important to see the spell count as we go through this. Freezes that back end one, which is what the freeze is definitely needed for. Loons start to clump up here. He sends all his loons. I'm not quite sure these 2 loons were needed at the top, but you know what? It's the second attack, and this is something I have yet to be able to do. This is nice. That Wizard Tower is wrecking face. Absolutely wrecking face. Meanwhile, remember that Hound on the top right? Lava Pups bust it. The Lava Pups bust a Hound, and you can see what happens. We go to ×2. Haste could have been down sooner, maybe, but really, at the end of the day, keeping 1 loon would have been the difference. And accounting for the Hound, because watch what happens. It busts, and then the Pups get these guys right here, and that is the story. And then they end up getting trolled right here. Man, heartbreaking right there. So, well, 2 freezes. Look at that army composition and watch how it differs ever so slightly in the next 2. Fergie up next. 2 freezes. brings a rage, and and only 3 haste. So he's thinking if he speeds it up that way, with rage versus haste, that he'll make up for that time. We'll go to ×2 because the opener is definitely established. A lot of value here, especially getting that wizard tower out of the way and the arch tower. The timing right here, this timing right here, where the Valkyries went down before the BK, he lost all his Valkyries. The BK has a crap more ton HPS, so tanking a little bit for the Valkyries was missing on this, and the Queen stays up, and that I'll just cut to the chase. That's the end of that. That is the end of this raid. So we'll back out of here, and we'll take a look at the next one. This one got like a 50% 1-star. Really unfortunate, but that tells you just how, you know, I'm going to say this last part as we look at the last 40 seconds here. Atoma was rightfully so upset at the end of that. He's like, I hate this. And I was, because of that one aspect, the one tile, the one troop that prevented that 3, right? But that's why this game is so beautiful, in my opinion. That it's not supposed to be easy. Commonly, you wreck face because you're that experienced and you do those great things. And I'm not just speaking about Atoma. I'm talking about everybody that raids and loves this game as much as I do. That's what makes it so beautiful and balanced. And that also segues to the update thoughts. That Town Hall 10 is still not an overkill. But they're seeing a lot more Town Hall 10 clears and 11-on-11 clears because of the loon buff. So, but it's not overpowering. We're heading in the right direction. So, off my soapbox, let's get back to the video. Let's look at the next one. Pero being the 4th attacker on this. 2 freezes, drops the rage, and brings 5 haste, 20 loons still, 5 minions, and a barbarian. Go to ×2. We've seen, actually 4. We've seen this all before. Cleans it all nice up, and everything else is still looking pretty. Down goes the BK first. Tanks a little bit for the Valks. The Valkyries, for some reason, rather than only one jumps to the left to get the air defense, misses it. So the BK has to finish it off. But when he starts to beat on it, he aggroes to the Queen, then gets the air defense, then the Queen goes down. Go to ×2 because we've seen this many times. Brings the Barbarian to drag the Hound way far away from where the pups would bust. Really, really clever idea. Uses the Barbarian to drag the Hound way off into the corner, and it'll just be sitting there in a timeout. So that when these pups bust, they don't aggro the Hound. Really clever idea, and that's that. So we'll slow down here because this is where the difference maker is. Unfortunately, there's no haste remaining here. We use the freeze on both Infernal Towers, and there's no haste here. And this Wizard Tower stays up, so that, yes, the Hound is tanking for the loons, but as they get closer, the splash damage of that Wizard Tower affects the loons, and he has no cleanup at the end. And it ends with a 95% double is what happens. Really unfortunate. So we're back out of here. Even though that Hound placement at the top, it's so clever with that one Barbarian. We'll bounce out of here and look at the winning one. And that was a near. So, bringing a rage instead of 2 freezes. 5 haste, of course. And only 4 minions. And 4 Valkyries, making sure that they absolutely get the Queen and the air defense, because it was kind of dicey in some other ones. Go to ×4. We've seen all this stuff already. Same value. Misses the Wizard Tower, though, that everybody else was getting. Go to ×2. We've seen this. The rest of the aspect of this raid goes according to plan. We'll slow down here, and rather than freezing the Infernal Tower, use haste to speed on by to get it down so that he can use rage later on. And you'll see that happen here. Hound sitting in a good spot away from everybody. Haste goes down. Then the freeze gets the Wizard Tower and the Infernal, which is so nice. The haste to get everything else. And Rage for that last portion, which also gets some of the pups. Or not. I could have sworn they got some of the pups. I stand corrected. Watch your replays ahead of time, buddy. I'm just kidding. But in my opinion, Manitoba got robbed. What a great plan to do. And man, that's why you got to love and hate this game at the same time. But really nice progression taking down this Town Hall 10. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than a double. And now we'll check you next time.